We are here with Jeremy Widerman of Monster Truck in Montreal, opening for Buck Cherry tonight.
Yep.
It's got to be kind of exciting.
Yeah, the whole tour's been a lot of fun. They've been, real good to us, and especially their crew has just been really supportive and helpful. And we're running kind of lean on this tour, so all the help that we can get is really appreciated.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite cities, so yeah, all is good on the Monster Truck bus.
It's a better city in July. Let me just say
I
that.
I know, man. We were up at Festival d'Été last summer.
Right. Yeah.
And we love Quebec, and
That's a great place.
It's been a little slower getting the band moving in Quebec as it can be sometimes for Ontario bands, but we've got a little bit of momentum now, and we just know everyone out here is really a fan of rock and roll and heavy music, so it's starting to be a lot of fun to come out here.
So last year, 2013, the album Furiosity comes out. Mm-hmm. How long are you going to work it before you start thinking of let's get into new tunes? And
well, we're already thinking about new music now,
okay.
Just because we don't want to get caught in that situation where all of a sudden the label wants a new record, right. And we're like, oh, we don't have any material. We don't want to rush anything. We had such a long time to work on Furiosity, which is part of the reason why I think it's doing well and why we're happy with it, is because it was 3 years of songwriting into one record. So we're happy to start now. It's hard to say when we'll actually get some time to work on it because we're still pushing hard in Europe and the UK. We've got work to do in the United States, and of course we always got to keep working in Canada to afford to be able to go to those other places and lose money while we're trying to expand the band name. So it's hard to tell. Early estimations have us, hopefully getting down to pre-production this next winter.
Okay.
But like I said, you never know. All our best offers come in like last minute. So we don't like to try and plan things too far ahead because then you just end up disappointing yourself.
But let's talk about a Canadian band from Hamilton that is doing this sort of dirty rock kind of stuff. How do you break out? How do you get it together to get an album and to get on a tour? Because it's not obvious anymore. I mean, now people want, dance music, pop music.
Yeah.
What was the road for this?
The key to us doing that was trying not to do that.
Right.
We literally sat down to start a band. It was only for our own enjoyment. It was only to play in like local pubs,
right,
and bars twice a month. Not take it too seriously. Not try and shop it to a radio. Not try and shop it to labels. Not try and go on tour. Not go into massive amounts of debt trying to promote something that's just banging your head against the wall. And in the process of just concentrating on what we wanted to do and making the songs, what we wanted to hear and playing the kind of shows that we wanted to play, it was kind of like a really beautiful woman.
Right.
It's like the less she wants you, the more you want her. And,
right.
And if you go after too much and go, oh, come on, you guys kick me on a date, she'll just push you away. So we just kind of played it cool and just kind of hung back and just let people come to us. And it kind of happened quicker and more intensely than we could have imagined. And next thing we get show offers and label opportunities and tour offers, and and it's been the last 3 years have just been a lot of fun, and it's really cool to see.
Well, it's a bit of a Cinderella story because it doesn't sort of happen for rock bands anymore.
No, and we walk that line too. We've got like radio singles, but we're not a typical mainstream radio band.
Right.
So we've got the right kind of fans, which are the kind of fans that come to shows. Because you can have a great single on the radio, but if the people who like it aren't the kind of people who are willing to go out on Tuesday night, then you could show up in that town and you could have 1 million fans there, but they're not going to be at your show because they're just not that kind of people that want to go out and party on a Tuesday. So we walk that line, and like I've said 100 times, our fans are the best. They're the craziest, most dedicated.
But that would almost be rock fans in general. I mean, when you look at bands like Kiss and Alice Cooper, they come back year after year, whereas a fan of like a Justin Bieber, they're there for 6 months and then they disappear. So,
well, what you're talking about there is really the fickleness of the younger generation,
right,
and their ability to switch their interests at a fast rate, and that's the other strength of I find the people at our shows are 25 and up. And they know what they want, they know what they like, they ain't changing their mind anytime soon. And anyone below that is, even the 17, 18-year-olds, they are tunnel visioned on rock music. They ain't changing either.
That's
so
the way it should be.
I know. And again, that's why we feel so lucky and why we're really excited, to keep at it, because we just see the potential for, basically doing for other people what we were trying to do for ourselves, or just fill this void of like, where the hell is this music that we want to listen to? It doesn't exist, and we decided to just go ahead and make it.
Yeah, now you've pretty much made it doing all original music. You haven't done the whole covers thing.
No.
That's even tougher. Like, I mean, you're not doing those bars playing the top 40 stuff. So, so explain why, why the original music, why stick on that, and how did that work out for you? It
kind of happened it was forced into it based on the fact that when we started the band, songs were coming really quick.
Okay.
And we really wanted it was really about playing shows, so we took the songs that we had and just rushed it into a live show as fast as we could. And then from that, the band propelled so quickly, and we were just writing to keep up with having to do longer sets so fast that we never had time to work on cover songs. We've done a couple of specific shows where it was mandatory that we play cover too, but they never stuck with us because they were always like, specifically, you have to do this cover, you have to do that cover. And we've got a whole list of covers that we'd like to do, because I think the real strength of a great cover song is taking something and making it your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just playing it verbatim, which is what cover bands do. They play them verbatim because people want to hear what they know. In our case, we'd want to take something and really make it, like, I'm trying to think of what one of the songs that we wanted. We were talking about doing a James Brown song, because he's got a real riffy kind of style, and especially with the bass line.
The whole funk going.
Yeah, and then just taking that and making it more like stoner rock, and John's got a great voice, and just kind of making it into a monster truck song, and that's something we just haven't had time to do. We're so busy touring.
Let's talk about influence then. I mean, you just mentioned James Brown. You're talking stoner rock. You're wearing a Black Sabbath T-shirt. So where are the influences? Who did you listen to growing up?
I started out listening to a lot of classic rock when I was very young. My dad was a huge influence.
But I mean, classic rock Poison or classic rock like Black Sabbath?
Classic rock Black Sabbath, classic rock Grand Funk Railroad especially. My dad was a huge fan of early Grand Funk Railroad when they were really kind of riffy and a lot more of a live arena band.
But the new Grand Funk with Bruce Kulick is pretty damn cool too.
Yeah, I don't like it. I only like
I love it.
60. I'm very specific. It's 69 to 72.
Okay.
It's closer to home. It's the live record they put out in 71 and 72. They put out two. There's two bootlegs that are both absolutely
brilliant.
Yeah. They sound like shit, but you can still
get the vibe.
Yeah, you still can feel what's happening. And that was like me and John kind of bonded over that basic love for those two albums, because they're kind of underappreciated these days too, where it's like people don't talk about Grand Funk Railroad. They talk about Led Zeppelin, they talk about Black Sabbath or the Beatles or all these bands, but they don't actually talk about Grand Funk, and I don't know why. I kind of know why they fell off the map there after the 72. Basically their manager sued them, and they sued them back and forth. They were fucked for a couple of years. The story of the 70s, the management and the record company took all the cash. Yeah. And then you have American band and no money. You go, doing arenas, sold out arenas too. Right. And you go, wait a minute, this doesn't work. So I started on that. I evolved through grunge and punk and all those things that happened when you were a teenager, and then I ended up coming right back to where I started from, which is a complete circle of getting right back to those kind of songs. Those early songs. Yeah. Hold on. Do you want to cut through? Bobby, do you want to get through or?
No, I'm good.
We can edit, so we're good. So then, what is the plan then for the rest of 2014? You're on this tour, and then I've heard something about maybe Alter Bridge. Yeah, well, we're going to do Europe, UK. Okay. So right after this, we're going home for 2 weeks to just gather our stuff, do some laundry, get our bags packed again. We're going to go to UK and do Lords of the Rift tour with Scorpion Child. It's 8 or 9 dates there in the UK, and then we're going over to Germany. We're going to do another 2-week run in Germany with a band called SAG, and then going right from, I think it's the Amsterdam or wherever we're flying out of in Germany. I don't know how the hell we're doing that, and we're flying straight to Dallas, Texas to start the Alter Bridge tour, which is 3 weeks. Okay. It's the most poorly routed tour in the history of tours. But it's just based on certain shows that we have to make based on radio festivals and whatnot. So that's going to be fun. And then the traveling is going to be great too. Yeah, well, now that we've been able to kind of get into a bus, those kind of situations aren't nearly as hellish as they used to be when we were driving ourselves around. It was we have to be in the venue in 13 hours, and it's a 14-hour drive. Good old days. Yeah, well, that was the good old days. 5 months ago. Yeah.
Last summer, yeah. And so end of Alter Bridge, then that goes right into we got a tour with Alice in Chains in the United States as well. That we just found out about, which is
Very nice.
It just keeps getting better and better. But actually, Alter Bridge is doing so well right now. I don't even know who's going to be doing bigger rooms, but I have a feeling it's all Alice in Chains.
Yeah, and what do you know? How do you account for the success? Because again, I keep thinking,
I don't
here's
try
this
to.
dirty rock band from Hamilton, and they're going from Alter Bridge to Alice in Chains, and it's done almost without any radio support, without any sort of label support, right?
Well,
Or-
it's not no radio support in the U.S. We've had tons of radio support in Canada. We've
Right.
had an absolute. I mean, we had the first two singles off Furiosity both went #1.
Right.
One of them was for like 11 weeks, and I think that kind of like clout in Canada's kind of spilled over into the U.S. a little bit.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, all these bands that were going on tour with the United States, we toured with. Like we toured with Miles Kennedy with Slash, and we kind of like became friends with him. He was the nicest guy. Him and Slash is, they have all right in the world to be standoffish and hidden away, and they're just out and about and friendly,
Yeah.
and they're the best dudes.
and their drummer Brent Fitz.
The whole,
Canadian
well,
great guy.
I don't want to exclude anybody because they're basically every single human being in that crew, whether it was a crew member or a band member, or even a girlfriend visiting. Everyone was so friendly and nice
Agreed.
to us, and
Agreed.
it's just inspiring actually to show us how if you once you get to that level, how you have to continue to act because it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we made great friends with Miles Kennedy, so I think that's part of the reason we got the Alter Bridge tour. We toured with Alice in Chains last year and made good friends with them across Canada, and we really hit it off with them too. They were again fabulous people, and so they were basically, we're going to take you to the States as soon as we get an opportunity, and they held up to the word, and we're going to the U.S. in a couple months with them.
Really great. Now, so if people want to find you, where do we go online? There's a Facebook probably, a Twitter probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Or are you going really old school and you don't do any of that stuff?
No, we do it all. I mean, I think that's part of the thing nowadays is like you have to be a hybrid. You can't. I don't want to be a throwback band. I don't want to be, part of a stubborn, snubbing your nose at technology band. It's about taking all the best elements of everything. That's
Agreed.
why I think you'll hear some grunge and some punk influences in our songs. It's to ignore the fact that there are some great punk and grunge bands that have happened would be kind of silly, right? To just be like, we're only going to focus on the 70s. Anyway, so to answer your question, our website's ilovemonstertruck.com. It is got our first 2 EPs for free download.
Oh, there you go.
The Facebook page is run pretty much directly by me, so when you are on there and interacting, you're getting a band member interacting, not a label or management.
Great.
Twitter's run by John, our singer, and he's on there a lot and taking care of.
What are they? So it's Facebook /
Facebook / I Love Monster Truck. It's
Okay.
Twitter / monster_truck_. It's really awkward, but we can't change it now. And then our Instagram is the most entertaining. If you're really just looking for what we're up to,
Crazy pictures.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then I just go back through. As the last couple of years have been so crazy, it's so fun to go back through those pictures and see everything that's happened, and so that's what I recommend if you're just kind of a quick fix kind of person.
There you go. Quick fix, I am. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Great pleasure.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.